Hey, welcome back, guys. All right, we're going to do just a quick couple card pull for each zodiac. Just know I will be away most of the day tomorrow. I won't be back till late tomorrow, and I just wanted to get something out. I'll still put out the today's topic that's pre-recorded for tonight, but just so you guys know, I will be missing for just a little bit. But I wanted to do a touch base on kind of the surprise message or what's hidden message for each zodiac. We're going to start out with earth sign, then go into air, then go to water, then end with fire, and Ophiuchus at the very end. So here we go. Hi, guys. AC, Violet, Lori. Wonderful to see everybody. Hi, Anne. All right, so Virgo, here we go. The what's hidden or the surprise message is somebody's got some truth to say. Now, this could also be a sharp, sudden, like break. This could be somebody who's done with something, but no, I think this is somebody who's ready to reveal some secrets. This could be a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, or a fellow Virgo, a Pisces, or a Cancerian. What is the kind of secret message? I love you. I want you. I need you. It's the Elvis message. I want you. I need you. I love you. This is a message about passion. It's very personal. Whomever is breaking their silence or wants to break their silence, they want to tell Virgo how they feel. These are feelings they've kept hidden for a while. This person could be hidden from Virgo's view, but Virgo is aware of them. Anytime the High Priestess is there, we know that there's an undercurrent. Ooh, Four of Pentacles. This is somebody that either has been blocked out of Virgo's life, or they blocked Virgo, or they felt like there was an obstacle there for quite some time. Yet, in all this time, their feelings have still been there. Ooh, hang on, I got to get one more on that Four of Pentacles. Okay, make that 2. The Emperor and the 8 of Swords. He doesn't care. He's busting through the obstacles. This could be somebody who has felt like, for some reason, Virgo was like off limits to them. They could have felt like their life was not conducive to being able to be in Virgo's world. They may have felt like Virgo was out of their league, out of their reach. They are shaking that off. This could be an Aries, but this is somebody who has held a torch for Virgo for some time. At this point, they have not told Virgo how they felt. And I really still don't know if this was like, we don't walk in the same worlds, we're in 2 different places, or if there was some obstacle and they let this obstacle exist, at least in their mind, for a while. But this is the timeline where they're done letting an obstacle keep them away from their Virgo. Good for them. Virgo, that's a like very determined divine masculine. This is somebody who has a lot to say to Virgo, and it seems like they would be very serious and very like they've held a lot of passion for Virgo, but it's not just passion because they are an emperor. All right, next up, Capricorn. Capricorn, I know you guys got another video this morning because I'd recorded one for you yesterday. You actually ended up with one yesterday and one today is what happened. But Capricorns, if you didn't catch that, you can go into the Capricorn playlist and you'll find it there. We have got a 5 of Pentacles. This is the hidden message, or the expected, or the surprise message. And we have the 5 of Pentacles. It could be a shocker that, like, something that Capricorn thought wasn't going to be theirs, they've just stumbled upon it. It's like, wait a minute, this wasn't supposed to be mine. How on earth, how did I end up here? I thought I was lost. I thought that I'd never get to the big castle. I thought I wasn't going to get the payout. I even made peace with that. What do you mean I'm standing here in front of it? I thought I lost this. How did I find it all over again? Even here we have like, I'm sorry, wait, what? Could this be true? Like, heads in the cloud. This is our Capricorn going, I don't understand how did this work in my favor? You know what, Capricorn, because you deserved it. 7 of Cups. It's been a long time since this Capricorn got a win. Again, we see them mildly confused though. How is it that I end up with this? Because I think Capricorn has done some good works in their life. Sometimes this is just the good karma that comes back. Capricorn did not expect it. It's like a big surprise gift. I mean, this could be something to do with housing. This could be something to do with, receiving an inheritance. Maybe somebody is leaving a house to Capricorn. And they're like, wait, what? No, I don't even have enough money to like imagine living in a luxurious place like this. How is it that it's working out for me? This can't be legit. This feels like Capricorn's going to have to scratch your head and be like, I don't see, how am I getting this? Because Capricorn, deep down, Capricorn does know that maybe most of their lives, they've tried to do the right thing. They've tried to be giving. They've tried to be supportive. but they still never fully expected that it would come back to them, especially if Capricorn has a time of need. Feels like there will be resources that come in for them, because the Queen of Pentacles, here's the warning though, Capricorn has to realize that it's not just about giving. At times we have to learn how to receive. And because we can see this is so foreign for our Capricorn to be able to wrap their head around the fact that, but I'm not used to getting wins, especially wins this big. I'm used to, making peace with the fact that certain things will never be mine. No, Capricorn definitely deserves this win that is coming in for them, especially at a time when they most could use it. And deep down, I think either someone has secretly earmarked this for Capricorn a long time ago, or Capricorn does know that they were on somebody's radar. This could be a powerful person. This could be somebody quite magical. This could be a family member. This could be, the boss who gives Capricorn like an incredible raise along with a living stipend, or, a transfer that they really wanted. And it's just like, there were other people in line ahead of me for the promotion. It's like, yeah, but you actually earned it. It feels like that, like a very good gift that is coming in for Capricorn, and it is well deserved. That is awesome. We've been getting some awesome Capricorn messages. All right, next up, let's go to Taurus. 618 Taurus. Here we go. I will timestamp these at the end. All right, here we go. Taurus, we have got a 9 of Swords. Christy, what's your question, love? I'll see it. But feel free to ask me, sweetheart. Something about Aries. All right, Taurus, we got a 9 of Swords here. The hidden, the secret, the surprise message is we have 2 lighthouses here, and one is being overwhelmed by the sea. And we've got kind of this face of the divine hovering above with the Isis wings, above this huge, feels like somebody lives in like a beach town or coastal town or someplace where there's elevated like mountains with terraced buildings, but then also we have the ocean. But this is big stress. This could be a shocker to discover that a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, who has seemed like they had it all together and they had everything all arranged, but instead they are like feeling overwhelmed. And it might be very hidden. Now, we do have the Judgment card, which is a phoenix rising from the ashes. This feels like somebody had a total wipeout, but they're actually coming back for seconds, even though this was super stressful. And Taurus might be shocked to discover this. It could be a Scorpio or a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Is this somebody who's like, they wiped out with Taurus, and Taurus is like, well, certainly never going to hear from them. And then they come back at the World card. Hell yeah, because the world is a big old rotation, a big old circle. And Christy, yes, I promise you that I will. Hey, Ash, Cash, good to see you. This looks, Taurus, like it could be a shocker, it could be a stunner that somebody wants to come back on into Taurus's life, and that they might be admitting like, this was awful. Taurus, I don't like this. I don't like the whole crash and burn thing that we did. I don't want it to be like that. I'd like to do over. I think this would be the last person Taurus would ever expect to come, I'm going to say, crawling back in. Maybe they walked out, head high, hair gleaming in the sun. They were, like, whatever, I don't need this. And that could be why it's such a stunner, because it's like, I didn't expect to hear this person crying. This could be tears instead of the ocean. I didn't expect them to say they've been devastated without me. I certainly didn't expect them to beg for another chance. Can we do this all over again? Could we start fresh? This person does not humble themselves often. And I think they gave Taurus like a completely different image of how they thought this was going to go than what they actually wanted to have happen. And this is certainly them returning in a very, not even just a humble way, but I'm kind of feeling like there's a little bit of grovel going on. I don't know if Taurus will have ever seen this person sweat before, ever heard them like, please don't go, or please, can we do this again? I didn't want this to end like this. I just feel like, this is a very proud person who is completely opposite that. Like the pride just went out the window and they're just kind of begging a little bit. That's an unexpected twist on that one for sure. All right, next up, we're going to go to Libra, coming in at 950. Libras. Hey guys, great to see everyone. All right, here we go. Libra, what is the surprise or unseen, unexpected message? We have got the Wheel of Fortune. And Denisa, you sweetheart. Thank you so much, Denisa. You're so generous. Thank you, love. We've got the huge, like, opening of a new chapter. Now, this person is still blindfolded, so they don't really see it yet, but they've been kind of like, Jesus, take the wheel, letting the universe guide them. Because at some point, when we surrender to the Wheel of Fortune, we realize that time's going to pass. Our efforts that we have put in will yield results sometimes way later on in life. And at some point, we surrender to the universe and go, I can only do what I can do. And then whatever the results are going to be, like, it'll just show itself to me. And I feel like this character got really good at doing that. And at this point, Libra, there's wherever Libra is landing, they're coming upon shore here. It's going to be, I think, something super positive. We do have a King of Swords sideways. Hang on. This is a new chapter opening up where Libra can choose to get off the ride and, plant their flag on land, or they can choose to continue sailing onward. Is there a possibility of new love? Hang on. We've got this little Page of Cups. This is a new, I do feel like a new emotional opportunity. Wow, one that Libra could be very passionate about. It's only if Libra wants it. I don't know if they're coming upon another Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius that they might be very passionate about. It keeps feeling like Libra has a chance to start life over and perhaps get everything they ever wanted. This feels like a stroke of good fortune where everything magically aligns. This could be Libra wakes up one morning and they've got a message in their inbox that says they've got the opportunity to, if they wanted this, if they wanted that. This could be something Libra put in for a very long time ago. This could be a job. Maybe it's to be in transportation, to sail, to, maybe they work in some kind of transportation where they're driving or they're flying or I'm just saying that there's this ship sailing, and that always makes me think of somebody who's like, in charge of where their destiny is going. But I think this is maybe a job that Libra could have put in for some time ago, maybe 10 months ago, who knows? And they're just now hearing back. And it's like, you got to be kidding me. Wake up and I have this new opportunity. It's the job of my dreams. I didn't think I was going to get this. I don't know where this came from. And it's like, because a long time ago, Libra put something into motion. They planted a seed and the seed grew, or they did something that was, to generate good karma. And here comes the payback. Or they put their name in a hat because they had a plan for what they wanted their life to be. But they were like, I don't know what's going to come of this. If it's meant to be mine, I suppose it shall be mine. Now Libras are going to have to make a choice. Do I say yes to this? This feels like a chance for all their wishes and dreams to come true. It feels like Libra could start their life over. And it may be just such a stunner that they're getting this opportunity. It does look like they'll have to make a fairly swift decision with the Knight of Swords being here. And that could be a little scary, but it's like, this offer expires, should you choose to accept this mission, do so now. And, the message will self-destruct in 5 minutes. It kind of feels like it's got to be a snap decision. I know that doesn't sound super fun, but especially for Libra, Libras tend to like weigh things and make prolonged decisions. There's no more prolongation. It's time to go. It's time to make a choice. Some opportunity is coming up that Libra wanted a long time ago. The only thing I don't love is that if this is Libra, they're sideways. Do I want it? Let me think. And the universe is like, no, we're going to go into Yoda mode. No think, only act. There is no try. There is only do. It feels like Libra's got a great opportunity to get something that they wanted a long time ago that they had no idea was going to come back around. But now it's like, snatch it up right now. You're the winner. You got the winning ticket after all. Do you want it? You got to say yes now. Wow. That's no pressure. Next up, we got Gemini coming in at 1431. Gemini, what is the surprise message, the hidden message, the unexpected? We've got Ace of Pentacles. We've got the Knight of Pentacles. We have the Eight of Swords. This is interesting because somebody could have a change of heart. This is like, oh, this is all systems go. we're going to do this. We've all agreed on this, and time passes, and then a heart changes. I mean, this does seem like somebody backs out, and it could be Gemini. Gemini might have thought that they were ready for something new. This could be totally ready for a new romance. I met somebody, I gave them my number, we set up a date, we're going to meet in a week. By the time that comes up, this could be Gemini surprised that they want to back out. Now, unfortunately, this may not be a good reason to back out. It may be, I don't know, I just kind of, we all have an up day and a down day. Ten of Swords. I think that this is one of those messages where this too shall pass. This feeling of deflation, because first it starts out great. I'm super excited about this. I'm jazzed. We got this scheduled. This is going to happen. Can't wait to talk to this person, see this person, deal with this person. Oh, I don't know. This is probably I should just let this go. I don't know that that's a good idea, but let me see. You know how we can lose momentum on things sometimes? Well, I don't know. Maybe it is a good idea. If sometimes we say yes to stuff that we don't actually want. We say that we're ready and we're not. We say we'll go someplace or we'll meet up with somebody. And then as the days pass, we go, why did I say that? Like, I don't want to. If that's the case, if Gemini is having a total change of heart that they would not have expected, we do have the death card here and we have the serpent wrapped around. Maybe this is the time that Gemini learns how to say, I don't want to say yes to stuff that I mean no to. And that can be a very empowering thing to do. Start saying, why am I putting myself through stuff I literally don't want to do? I'm over saying yes when really what I meant was no. That could be wonderful. Because now I'm not worried. Now with the death card here, it doesn't say that Gemini is like just losing steam or getting melancholy and then about to beg off of some great plan that they really wanted to, go to some event and they bought a ticket and then the day arrives and they're like, no, I think I'm just going to stay home in bed. I'm kind of in a sad day today. That's not what this is. This is Gemini going, I want to spend my quality time doing the stuff that I love. And that could be a shocker that Gemini could be shocking other people, that they back out and that they actually start to only say yes to the things they really mean. And even if it means costing them some money, if they're backing out and saying, no, I don't want to do this, Gemini might still be like, yeah, but you know what? I should have said no in the first place. I don't care. That was a $200 mistake, but now I know better. I'm never going to say yes to stuff I mean no to again. Actually, this is very empowered. Sometimes I've done that before in life where I agreed to something and then I was like, why did I do that? I'm regretting it. I dread it. I don't want to. And I've been upfront and been like, you know what? I know I said yes, but honestly, I'm getting, stress hives over thinking about this. I don't want to do this. I'm sorry. Will you forgive me that I shouldn't have said yes because I hate the idea of this? I've had to back out before and just be honest, like, this is awful. I don't want to. Like a little kid. I don't want to. That's what I feel like this storyline was. All right, Aquarius is up next, coming at 1831. Aquarius, what is the message that is hidden or the surprise, the unexpected? 9 of Wands. We may have somebody that's been hiding out just a little bit. This is really good. This with the 9 of Wands being here, that's normally a wounded warrior, but I don't get wound there. I get somebody who's hanging out in the spicy little nasturtiums, watching. Maybe they are a little bit shy. I don't know. But we got the Justice card here and the Magician. Okay, so Aquarius, the thing that's surprising or hidden could be that someone who has been, I'll say monitoring all this time, maybe for a long time, they perhaps know that this isn't fair to watch from the shadows, even though they still haven't had the sense of self, the empowerment to step forward. They could be a Libra, they could be a Virgo Gemini, or they could be a Leo Sag or Aries. But we certainly see someone who's been indulging their own wounds and maybe hiding out, but watching instead of stepping forward and trying to participate. Like if they owe Aquarius some kind of an apology, they may know that it's not fair that I'm not stepping forward. I think about it, but then I still don't. And this could be a shocker because they may suddenly get the bee in their bonnet or be able to like manifest doing something. It could be like they may still do it from a hidden perspective, but they may do something kind. Instead of doing what they should, they do what they can. Because I still see this person hiding. But even if it almost feels like an act of kindness that comes from the hidden shadows, from somebody who owes a lot more, but this is the way they'll convey, I'm sorry that I'm not brave enough to like face you, or I'm not brave enough to step forward or stand beside you right now, but I need to tell you, you know, and show you and gift you something here. It really feels like they Ace of Wands. It's going to be, I'm sorry that it's not a direct action that somebody takes. It's a hidden action, but it conveys the same thing. It's like, oh my, I had no idea they were paying attention. I had no idea that person, it's probably somebody from Aquarius' past. I had no idea that they were still eyeing me, watching me. I had no idea that obviously they do feel bad that they're either too wounded or too cowardly at the moment to step forward in a more straightforward manner, but they are telling me what they want through context clues or through some other action that they take. I mean, this could be, I don't know, though, it feels more like an offering of sorts. Let me put it in this context. Let's say this person still spies on Aquarius and they see Aquarius, you know, fighting the good fight, living life every day, and they finally go ahead and they don't reach out exactly, but let's say they send a song that, you know, is something about, you know, how proud they are of Aquarius or how much they admire, you know, I'm thinking you are the wind beneath my wings, you know, kind of thing. And it's like Aquarius might be like, wait a second. So they like me, they care about me, they still watch, but they're not ready to talk to me. So they're going to send me cryptic messages about, hey, I think the best of you. I want the best for you. I still want to connect with you, but forgive me, I'm still hiding out. Like that's what this comes across as. They will reveal the fact that there's a lot more that I'd like to say when I ever get my butt in gear. But until then, let me kind of give you the signal that I'm trying, even though I'm not there yet. It's not great. It's not great to have stuff hidden away like that, but that is what we have anyway. Oh my God, AC, you, oh my gosh, AC, I cannot believe you. AC has gifted so many memberships, and she just gifted 10 more, you guys. If your name just popped up in green, that is courtesy of AC. So everybody just know, I mean, I have lost track. There have been so many. You guys are so amazing. Thank you. Thank you, AC. All right, next up, let's get into the water signs, all right? Before I do that, let me do a quick recap. So Virgo was right at the beginning, so 0. Capricorn was at 257. Taurus was at 618. Libra was at 950. Gemini was at 1431. Aquarius was at 1831. And now we'll go into Pisces, coming in at 2336. All right, Pisces, what is the message that is hidden, or the surprise, or the unexpected? Here we go. We have got the Four of Pentacles. Hang on. Somebody who's been holding back. We've got a Page of Swords as well. Someone who's been holding back, and this could be Pisces, is starting to like really collect data or notice things. Sometimes when we step back and we sit on the sidelines a little bit, it's because we need to catch our breath, but then we wind up noticing some things that were there in plain sight all along that we didn't realize. We've got this 10 of Cups. Okay, this could be either an earth sign or an air sign doing this and recognizing, like this could be the quiet admirer, the secret admirer. This could be someone who, you know, is like in Pisces life, but they are kind of like that quiet individual. Let's say, you know, you go to a friend's house and, you know, everybody is mingling, but there's that one friend who's kind of like quiet, and every, you know, couple months when you all hang out together, they're still kind of quiet. but you hear through the grapevine that they think Pisces is like extremely attractive and they really, really like Pisces. And Pisces is like, what? They've never even talked to me. And it's like, oh, but they definitely have noticed all the little details that make Pisces who Pisces is. This is very much secret admirer that is not so secret because they're kind of in plain sight. They just haven't said anything yet. And this could be a surprise. This could be coming from somebody else's lips. Like, well, you do know that they're in love with you, right? Pisces could be like, I'm sorry, what? Who's in love with me? No, that can't be. That person's never talked to me. And it's like, yeah, well, they're at every event. They know all your mutual friends. Like maybe they're incredibly shy, but they think that you're like the person that they should marry. This is a groundbreaking, shocking moment. I think Pisces is going to find out that somebody thinks that they are the cat's meow, the person that they would want to marry, the ideal partner. Now, here's the problem. This may not be a problem, but my distinct impression is that this is somebody that Pisces may be in a connection with somebody else, possibly with an Aries. That relationship could be on the skids in this storyline. And this other person may have been holding back for respectful reasons. But if Pisces is about to find out, wait a minute, that other person who's been on the sidelines, they care about me, they like me, they feel that way about me, they admire me, that could expedite some kind of, ending in some other connection for Pisces. I'm not saying Pisces is like, well, damn, let's return this one and go buy the other. But this could be very serendipitous. This could be a couple things happening all at the same time, an ending in one connection or in one area of life at the same time that Pisces finds out that there is kind of the secret admirer energy. This is somebody who's like, I'm hearing, sorry, but it's just the one little component of the lyric, but I'll pull up quick to get with you. I'm hearing Baby Got Back right now, Sir Mix-a-Lot. But it's just that one component of the song. So anyway, I'm going to leave that there. All right, next up, Cancer, coming in at 2721. Cancerians, just so you guys know, I usually put out the full-length Cancer videos over on the other channel, Tarot Dog. And so if you are looking for Cancer videos, you will notice that for months now, I haven't posted any full-length ones here. I'll put them all over on Tarot Dog. And that is just because you guys were so swallowed up. Nobody ever got the notifications when I would put out Cancer videos. So I made you guys a star over there in the hopes that you guys could more easily actually find your content. So anyway, I try to put it out on Tuesday and Saturday, just so you guys know. This coming Saturday, meaning tomorrow, it'll probably be very, very, very late because I'll be gone from all the way up until tomorrow night. So we have got the introspection of feelings, which is that Queen of Cups. Great card for Cancer. Cancer could unexpectedly be feeling extremely like loving and whole. And by the way, somebody's teeth could look really amazing as well. Just like they could be really pleased that they just got dental work done or something. It could be have like nice pearly whites, or they're just like, wow, I feel so confident in my smile. I feel all this gratitude. There's a lot to smile about, but I feel like somebody has a great smile. We've got the High Priestess here. This Cancerian could also like have their favorite crystals. They may be someone who feels very connected to their ancestors, but there is an unexpected or hidden message coming in from an ancestor to Cancerian. I don't know what the message is yet, but they could get some kind of like when they're peaceful and calm, that could be when Cancerian specifically is like really with their high vibrational energy. That's where they may get a download from like an ancestor, or practically like hear, like a voice of a loved one in their head and be like, oh my God, Grandma, are you in the room? Like I literally just heard your voice in my mind saying something. 8 of Pentacles and the sovereign's nature. So we actually have the Empress here in this deck. There, all the titles are different. We got an 8 of Pentacles and the Empress. I gotta say, this is like, I feel like Cancerian is unexpectedly getting this message from the ancestors that like keep doing it. You're doing amazing. If this is a talent, a hobby, we see this person who's painting. And this could be just because rhinos are so incredibly endangered. We don't even have any more white rhinos left. I think there's only 5 species left, period. So this is like maybe somebody who has a long lost talent, and the ancestors are like, you are so gifted at this. This is something that, nobody else does anymore. This is what's going to put you on the map. Keep going. There could be just a very unexpected and wonderful like message that comes in from the ancestors, some kind of confirmation, some kind of serendipitous message where Cancerian is like, you know what? I just got I could hear my ancestors cheering for me. They think I can do this. They think that I'm talented. They know that this is part of my life path. This could be something that is very unique to Cancerian. Whatever their talent is kind of like they could totally be the only person in the world capable of doing this, the only person in the world who will become famous for this, the only person in the world who will be able to succeed in this particular area of life. And this could be anything. This could be somebody who's going to, illustrate a very specific, book and become very known for that one thing. It's just whatever this is. If it's a labor of love and it's a natural talent that Cancer possesses, it just feels like there's this unexpected and wonderful support around them. And, here's the one thing that I do want to say. What is success? Success, I think, all too often we only measure it in money, right? And that's no good, because how many artists were never appreciated in their time, but then afterwards, like the whole world reveres them, right? Van Gogh, for example, penniless in life, and then who doesn't know his name now? So sometimes success is when you do the thing that you love, the thing that you're talented at, the thing that is right for you, that is you being successful. Now, could there be money behind this talent as well? Because the 8 of Pentacles, yes, it's possible. But first and foremost, the ancestors are just like, do the thing that you're very graceful at, you're very talented at, Cancerian. And I think the hidden message is just, this is like the cheering section from the other side of the rainbow bridge. Like the ancestors are all about this, like, good job. You're doing something that is so, unique to you. And we see you doing it and doing it well. All right, next up, let's go to Scorpio. Scorpio is coming in at 3225. All right, Scorpio, what is the hidden, the unexpected, the tucked away? We have got the World. So this could be a bit of a surprise for Scorpio, that there's a brand new beginning, a new start in some way. This could be someone who shows up in their life again. We have Cancerian energy. And by the way, that was Capricorn for starters. This could be unexpected because, like, wow, this connection had wounds or damage, and yet they still actually have a loyal heart when it comes to me, and I still do for them as well. And it's being revealed because here it is coming back around, maybe at a very specific timeline where it's like, okay, wow, we are still pretty connected. It definitely feels like someone is showing back up. And I think it's during a time where maybe either Scorpio was thinking heavily about them, and it's like there's something about these 2 dogs having a connection, a bond, a sense of loyalty. There is a surprise, like, coming back around. This is something that was wounded, injured, damaged. And I only say that because we have a feminine in a wheelchair, but I'm looking at it more like, let's say the relationship, took a tumble. And it's like, okay, but it's not over. Both of us feel the same way, as it turns out. And this is just the confirmation. Like, I'm surprised to discover that they're ready for a second try also. We have the Justice card. Somebody is ready to talk about the mess up. This is 3 major arcana out of 3. So we know this is a pretty big topic. This is somebody who doesn't want to let this situation go. Instead, they would like to fix it, heal it, resolve it. And I think it's at a time where, if ever Scorpio kind of like needed that, also 5 of Swords in the reverse, this is the best possible time, even though it is unexpected, that someone is saying, I want to heal things. I want to address what I did wrong. I want to address the wrong that was done. I haven't forgotten this. I just had to digest it and come back strong enough to take responsibility. It really feels like they do not want to fight. And this could be a shocker too. This could have been someone where there's a lot of conflict, could be a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, but they have a lot of emotion, certainly for Scorpio. That's really nice to see, because it seems as if um, maybe this character, is like, this wasn't their attitude before. Maybe once upon a time they never would have taken responsibility. They never would have shown their emotions. They would have been hostile to the end, and now they're just like, look, I messed this up, and could we start again? They're definitely coming in differently this time, and that might be a very big surprise, because that wouldn't have been what our character ever expected. Scorpio would never have expected that from them, of all people. All right, before we go into our last grouping, which is going to be the fire signs and then Ophiuchus at the end, let me just regroup. Virgo came in at the very beginning, so at 00. Capricorn was at 257. Taurus was at 618. Libra was at 950. Gemini was at 1431. Aquarius was at 1831. Pisces was at 2336. Cancer was at 2721. Scorpio was at 3225. All right, now let's get into Leo. Let me timestamp it. 3608. All right, here we go. 3608. We have got the Six of Swords upright. Unexpected ability to move on. Maybe there's a sense of peace and calm showing up in Leo's life right now, where they just feel like, oh my God, I can breathe. I feel so much lighter. We've got a 10 of Pentacles. There could be a flood of support or financial aspect, or a problem gets resolved. If Leo was going to be moving, or they needed to move, or they needed to leave, it turns out it's like smooth sailing. The channels open up. They're able to travel. If somebody had a flight delayed, it's like, okay, it did, we're back on track. In fact, I'm still going to arrive on time. I don't lose those, the money that I paid for the hotels on the other end of the line. Like, it's going to work out, or I'm still going to get back in time. If this is about, a problem that is getting smoothed out, I don't think Leo believed that the problem would be smoothed out or ironed out. And yet we have either somebody coming home, or Leo going home, or this is about money that is suddenly coming in. We got the Hermit sideways. This is something that Leo has needed. This is something Leo has wanted. This could be someone that Leo has needed or wanted. Seven of Wands. I feel like there's been a lot of silence between Leo and another person. I could also read this only as Leo, though, where Leo's been on a dark night of the soul for a while, and this is them coming out of it. And it's like, oh my God. I mean, I thought I was just kind of like bleakly moving through the motions of my life, only to discover I've actually been, when did I do so much work? When did I make so much progress in my life? It feels like Leo gets to have a real reward, but it almost feels like a shock that the reward is there for them at all, or that this could be somebody else who is showing back up calm and peaceful in Leo's life. It could have been them that was on admittedly, we don't have Leo here, right? So this could have been someone else who's been on their silent journey of getting through their own obstacles. And finally, here they are saying, Leo, my life is calm, my life is peaceful, and I'm coming on home to you. Nine of Pentacles. Let me just summarize it this way and say, if this is Leo, Leo themselves is shocked to discover how much smoother their life is going to be, and how much better I'm going to keep saying their career, their finance, their abundance is going to have improved greatly. Even though it's like they were working hard, but they really didn't even realize how much their grinding away was making progress in their own life. I would read this the same way, even if this is about another person. The only twist to that would be, if this is somebody else, they are showing back up in Leo's life. And that's where Leo could be stunned to discover that this person is coming into their world, having made significant improvements in their own personal life. And that's why they can come on home to Leo now. So I don't know which way to read it, because really we don't have Leo here. So really the stronger storyline would be that it's someone else coming back into Leo's life. And again, it would be a shocker. Oh my God, Gwen, thank you. Gwen, you are so beyond generous, sweetheart. Thank you. Wow. Thank you, Gwen. Oh my God. And Gwen, I've known you since the beginning of my channel. Thank you so much for all of your kindness. Thank you so much for that incredible gift. Oh my God. Thank you, sweetie. That is beyond kind. All right. Next up, Sagittarius, coming in at 4014. Let me go ahead and grab this deck, I think, for Sag. Before I move on too far, at the very end of this, can I pull a card for you, AC and Gwen, just to say thank you? And Denisa also. May I pull a card for all three of you? Please let me know in the comments. I don't like to do it unless I know that's okay with you. I don't want to overstep boundaries with anyone. But Sag, here we go. All right, we have got the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles upright is the surprise could be a ton of like self-empowerment and this feeling like, oh my God, things are going better than I thought. Awesome. Okay, Gwen, Denisa, thank you so much. AC, I know you'll always say always, so I'm gonna assume that that's okay. Thank you. Good. I want to say thank you, you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you everybody for being here. Also, we have a Five of Wands. Okay, so that Nine of Coins to the Five of Wands, this is crazy because there's going to be triumph over a big old, what could have been like a kerfuffle. And instead it's going to be a shockingly like fun, boisterous, this could be like an event Sag did not want to go to. And instead they reluctantly go and it's like, oh, this is actually fun. I thought it was going to be the pits. I didn't want to go to this party. I didn't want to go to this event. And instead it turns out to be like, damn, I'm glad I didn't miss this. Totally changed my perception. This could even be that Sag kind of is coming across to me like they may be a little bit along the lines of like the guest of honor somehow. We have a Five of Pentacles. I think Sag is going to be saying, I didn't know how bad I needed this. I've been keeping to myself a little too much lately. I had no idea that I was actually going to somehow like crave this energy of others. Fives are numbers of change. This has been somebody who's been kind of gatekeeping a little bit, keeping themselves, away from everybody. They've been kind of living like a statue for a while, seeing everybody else do stuff but not participating. Maybe even assuming like, I don't want to go to a big loud event where a bunch of people are, but instead it turns out to be like, I had no idea this would be just what I needed. I need to get, if let me put it this way, if Sag gets an invite somewhere, this says, go and be amongst the people, because wow, this could result in a romance as well, a lover's connection. We never know. Sometimes the only way to meet people is to go out and meet people. The only way to like not be so isolated is to make sure that we do go to different events where other humans are. And it's sometimes through a friend of a friend of a friend that we meet the love of our life. This is a shock. This is like so not what somebody wanted at all. This is so not what they had intended. And then it turns out to be such a much better and exciting and fun thing to participate in. All right, now Aries. We have Aries and then Ophiuchus, and then I'm going to do those couple card pulls. I will timestamp those ones also, okay? But Aries, here we go. What is the unexpected, the hidden, the surprise? For Aries, we got a Strength card. This could be someone is very surprised to see either someone's backbone. Aries could be shocked at themselves and their own reaction. Wow, King of Wands, this looks really good. This could be a shocking, surprising bond with another person, possibly with a King of Wands or with a Leo. But it could be like, I would not have expected that we had so much in common. I would not have expected that this conversation would bring me closer to them. Knight of Swords ends so quickly. This almost feels like I had no idea that I could fall for someone like this, or that they would obviously be reciprocating and falling for me so swiftly as well. Sometimes when it's the right person, it's just the right person. When the vibe is good, we got the Page of Pentacles and the Devil. Okay, so there's big passion here. I want to say it this way. I think Aries might be like a little shockingly like salivating over somebody, being like, I did not know I'd be so turned on. I did not know that I would be the one that's like, holy smokes. Yes, I'm interested. I would actually move a lot faster with this person than I typically would ever. That is just not how I run my rule book. You know, usually I don't kiss on the first date. And now Aries is like, I would kiss them. But they're moving slow. They're very consistent. They're very interested. They're letting Aries know that they like Aries, but they're still, it's funny because it's like moving fast and then also slowly still getting to know each other. But I think it's Aries who is surprised that they're this attracted to this person. I don't even know. Aries maybe doesn't get that attracted to people that quickly. Maybe Aries is like, it always, it takes me a while before I, recognize somebody and start to see what traits I like in them. This feels like, I'm going to say, an instant important connection. And that is unusual for Aries. I don't think they would typically be that drawn to somebody. There's just something special about this person. And likewise, the way they look at Aries, he's lighting the match. Actually, I think he's lighting dynamite here. But that's really nice and a lovely energy of, even though the devil is there, so there's some intensity, there's some passion, and maybe Aries is like, whoa, whoo, I got to cool down. At the same time, the devil doesn't always have to be bad. Depends on what cards are around the devil. There's nothing toxic in that other than the level of intensity of like, wow, I don't usually feel this way so swiftly. That's what I would have said for that story. And then Ophiuchus. And yeah, my Aries started barking in the background, didn't he? All right, Ophiuchus is coming in at 4634. I will timestamp these in the description box at the end here. All right, so we've got a 5 of Pentacles upright. That 5 of Pentacles, this is Ophiuchus. I'm asking, what is the surprise? What is the unexpected? 5 of Pentacles says, we got this dude, and it's been a while, right? Because his beard, his hair is super long, and he's pulling it back, and he's saying, you know what? All this time, I never forgot home. All this time, I never forgot, where my heart is, in the green grass of home. Yes, I have to sing Tom Jones songs once in a while in my head. King of Swords. This could be a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius that unexpectedly says something to Ophiuchus that lets Ophiuchus know that they remember every detail. Now I'm hearing that Richard Marx song. I remember all those endless summer nights. This feels very sweet. This feels very loving. This feels very emotionally bonded still. We have High Priestess upright. High Priestess is all day long. It's going to be the energy of kind of the hidden, I can't believe that they still remember. I can't believe that they have held on to me all these years. This feels like Ophiuchus is going to be very surprised to discover just how sentimental a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius is, and maybe even how well they really know Ophiuchus. Now, this does not have to be a romantic lover. This could be, somebody's own sibling. Sometimes it's a shocker to discover that our adult siblings remember little things about when we were kids or teenagers or something, and then they'll say something that's like, oh, you wouldn't do that. I know you. I'm your big bro. I've known you my whole life. That's you're a sweetheart. I know you wouldn't do that. Sometimes it's shocking and kind of endearing to discover that somebody really knows the essence of our character. And there's nothing here that says that this needs to have been a passionate connection. So I just want to put that out there, but it still is, I think, heartwarming to discover that somebody in their heart, they understand Ophiuchus very well and they remember things about Ophiuchus very, very well. That's just very sweet. All right, let me go ahead and pull a card or two for Gwen Cusack and then also AC and then also Denisa, okay? And then I'm going to have to bounce out of here because I have to leave right after this. I am so honored, you guys. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. And thank you again for your incredible generosity. Gwen, you are such an angel. Thank you. And thank you for all the years that you have been a part of my world. Thank you, Gwen. All right, here we go. We have got the Magician, which is Virgo, Gemini energy. And this is possibly a divine masculine who's still fleshing out his thoughts. You notice that he's still sketched in. So he's in thought process. He's got a plan. He's a man with a plan that hasn't figured out every detail just yet, but he's been thinking long and hard about it. He may be thinking about justice. He's thinking about doing something right. He's thinking about turning over a new page in the book. He's thinking about course correcting something. He's mulling over how to fix something. 7 of Cups, and he doesn't have all the answers because he's not just going to mildly toy with fixing something. He's going to like really do it. He's going to do it right. He's going to actually fix, course correct, alter, change something. 7 of Swords and the Hierophant. Okay, so 7s are divine numbers, and we got the 7-7, and this is not so much he has to fix a lie that he told, because this is an Arctic fox, which is showing up as somebody who's just camouflaging themselves, pretending that they don't want anybody to know that they're coming up with a very big plan on how to course correct something. So I don't feel like this is him saying, I, did these lies and now I have to figure out how to like undo the lies that I've told. I look at this more as somebody who's camouflaging what is going on in their head, buying themselves some time because they really need to be able to hear, what does my higher self say? This can be a card of marriage. This can be a card of like genuine, like signing documents, signing papers. This is the stuff that we really, truly believe is right. And all of this speaks of possibly a divine masculine who has to fix it and they have to get it right. And they want to course correct this. This is You're the Snake. We have the snake on one side of the scales, and then we have the heart on the other side. So I'm going to say this is a time for him to, I almost feel like he needs to be a better man. I'm hearing that song by Eddie Vedder, Can't Find a Better Man. He needs to become a better man. And he's determined to make himself a better man. And he's wondering how do I do this? And then how do I present myself as a better man? I really want to be able to offer. I know this is not a 2 of Cups, it's a Hierophant card, but I always look at it like it's a 2 of Cups because we have those 2 like earthenware jugs here. And then with kind of like, this always looks like a tip of the hat to like, I personally am not religious, but I have always, anytime I travel, I participate, and I always love to like go to the different cathedrals and churches and, kind of like honor all the different belief systems that are out there. So I'm kind of a funny mishmash, but this always looks like a Catholic cross to me. And so maybe there is a strong belief system. Maybe he's turning to this actually, again, has a strong Catholic energy to it as well, but decidedly more Latino versus Italian to me anyway. So I'm just mentioning those things as side notes, but it appears that he's maybe like a very spiritual person. He has some strong beliefs. He wants to do right. He wants to course correct. He wants to kind of like get it right. And he wants to be the better person at this point. But I feel like it is all for the purpose of being able to offer something stable, secure, long lasting. And it's like, how do I present myself as that person that is really offering this now? And that's what he's thinking about. He wants to be a better person, but more than anything, he wants something real and solid for himself as well. The Hanged Man, he's still, these delays are not wasted. These delays for him are because he needs to mull over things and he needs to get it right. We have the cosmos flowers up above. So he's talking to the cosmos. He's, considering his heart space. He's looking in the mirror. This is maybe someone who took a lot of years to grow up and become a better person. And I only say that because there's cobwebs over the mirror. But you know what? Everyone can grow, can change, can reflect on, maybe he was a hothead when he was younger. Maybe he didn't always do his best. Maybe he wasn't always someone who was very mature, but he's changed a lot and he really wants to reflect that. This is a man taking charge of his life because he wants his legacy to be different than what he has built thus far. So it kind of feels like someone who's quite dedicated to doing the right thing at this point, but he's so dedicated to it that he's thinking about this with great, intention and, great thought process. So it's kind of more his story. All right. And then thank you again, Gwen. Thank you so much, sweetheart. And then AC, here we go. Coming in at 5406. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. AC, we have got the Lovers. I love this Lovers card because, of course, I know I'm always talking about You're the Snake. It's just because I never noticed how many cards have snakes on them. And this is a pretty cool, serendipitous thing to have happen. Plus, this Lovers card is not about sometimes we say it's about choice, and it's a choice between lovers, but this is about the change and the transformation that we make when we decide to alter a pattern in our life, particularly pertaining to love or pertaining to how we operate. And so we have a character, possibly two characters, both of whom are like, I want to do things different. The way I used to be, it wasn't really yielding the best results. So I actually want to change the way I talk. I want to maybe be a little softer. And I say that just because we've got the open blooming lotus flower. It's like, I want to be more communicative, more open in love. And even if this is romantic love or just any kind of, expression of love, I want to operate differently than I used to. We have Empress upright. We have 10 of Pentacles. This is so beautiful. This is a character who's shifting into Empress energy, but it is two people feeling the exact same way. Now, it doesn't mean that these two people know each other. They're on opposite ends of the snake. We've got possibly opposite sides of the world. This could be two people that are destined to gravitate toward each other because they both made similar changes. Here's what I would say. I think that it's fair to say collectively, you can look at eras where paradigms shift. And sometimes we get so saturated in a way of talking, a way of being, a mindset, like collectively. And then we all get sick and tired of it. And that's when we go, this is stupid. Let's not do this dumb stuff anymore. Let's do better. Maybe for a while it's like, oh, it's fun to be snarky and this and that. And then it's like, no, actually, I want to be softer. Sometimes it's impressed upon us like we're supposed to just be super independent, blah, blah, blah. And then other times it's like, no, actually, I want to be more family oriented. And it's just talking about the pendulum swift or swing that can occur sometimes, in broad spectrums, or in this case, just at a personal level. But I really think that this is the best of both worlds. This is like, I am powerful, but I also choose to nurture the things that I want in my life. And so we have possibly a Libra, Taurus, or Gemini that is making these powerful decisions for themselves about how they want to do different in love, how they want to express themselves. And they are embracing this softer but more powerful energy. And what's crazy is that in that head and heart space, that is where our character attracts that same frequency, their 10 of Pentacles. And part of it is an Empress isn't going to accept less. An Empress will meet many, many, many people who are not ready for a 10 of Pentacles, but she doesn't take it personal. She looks at it and she goes, that I can see why they want to come into my empire, because they can see I'm a giver, but I don't, prop people up. They have to come in and they got to match me. So I'm not offended that sometimes people will come into my life that want a piece of me that can't have access to me. I'm not offended by that because I get it. But it's my duty as an Empress to not say yes, just the way like our little children could come and say, Mommy, I want cookies. Mommy, I want cookies. And every time we give them cookies, they, yay, Mommy's nice. But we know that being a good parent is not just to give them lots of cookies so they say, yay, Mommy's nice, because they're going to get a sick tummy. Instead, we make sure that, we set the precedence where, no, you can't just do this. You can't just get everything you want from me. And I just feel like that's kind of the way this character is looking at love. I don't just give to people who want from me. I selectively go with what's the healthiest, the best, what's going to, match me better. She gets justice for herself. This is somebody who learned how to do right for her. And it does require that transformation, that change inside of oneself, where it's like, wait a minute now. I should never be offended when a bunch of people want a piece of me. Everybody wants a piece of the Empress, but it's up to me to decide who gets a piece of me. And it's not going to be the ones that are not grown up enough or mature enough. So it's really, she's even taking her power back in any energy of like, wow, I used to feel insulted when, people would try to take from me and then they didn't have much more to give. She's also possibly able to look at somebody in the past and recognize someone who did try to take energy from her. It was because they were deeply distressed or wounded themselves, and they came to her, as a source of light, as a source of healing, as a source of nourishment. And that could also really change her perception of, why are certain people drawn to me? What is my duty in making sure that, I can be helpful to those in need, but within reason. And who I'm really attracting for a partner has to be fully functional, all systems go. But I do think that is softening in her mind the memory of somebody who actually might have taken a lot from her unfairly. And part of it, she's taken some responsibility for how much she was willing to give, but also understanding them at a deeper level. Like, oh, they were drawn to me because they needed me to soften something and assist them. I just feel like it's like a really gentle way to like understand why sometimes we don't get what we're worth. And it softens that, what otherwise could have felt like an insult. All right. And then Denisa, let me get one for you, sweetie pie. Thank you guys again. Right after this, I have to disappear. So just so you guys know, I won't be back again probably until late tomorrow night, although there will be a couple of pre-recorded videos that come out between now and then. And then Sunday we'll be back to normal. Denisa, here we go. AC, it was my pleasure, sweetheart. And Gwen, also thank you, love. All right, Denisa, we have Hermit. This is Virgo energy. This is somebody who's like, they're traveling down this, yes, a silent journey, but it's deep thought. This is a divine masculine. They could be an earth sign, specifically a Virgo. He maybe has been consumed with thoughts of wealth, money, growth, transformation. But as he's been journeying kind of quietly, oh, wow. He's been successful on the surface, but there's still a big stress within him. What is his big stress about? There's a reason he's single, and maybe even a reason he's a bit of an overachiever when it comes to things like, money and wealth and career. We have 7 of Cups sideways. He doesn't really know how to handle something else in his life, possibly something to do with a divine feminine. Oh, a feminine who walked away. Okay, so this is giving a little bit of like, oh God, what's that song? So take a good look at my face. You'll see my smile looks out of place. If you look closer, it's easy to trace the tracks of my tears. To everybody else, he's, wow, well put together, man of means. But in his own mind, and especially sleeping in his bed at night, he is very stressed out because he doesn't know what to do, possibly to either get her back, or he doesn't know what he did wrong to lose her in the first place. I'm not 100% sure. I feel like he's distressed over a feminine that he already lost. King of Swords. This could have been somebody that he was not very warm and fuzzy with. This could have been somebody he met through the workplace. This could have been someone that he didn't make a move on and he wishes that he had, but he couldn't because of his position in the company. Or this could be somebody who was like, why did I only pursue career? It cost me this relationship. And I don't know how to undo maybe an ice cold behavior. I feel like he had a very clinical conversation with her and she bounced right afterwards. It was like, wow, that's not even soft or human. That's not even like, I'm not going to stay when I'm dealing with a robot. Like, that's kind of like her attitude is, I'm not dealing with a robot. We got the Page of Pentacles in the reverse, and she really meant it. And he's like, I know she really meant it because she's not even writing me a letter. She's not talking to me. I get why she left. This could all be a workplace situation where it's like a boss is like, damn it. I just let like one of the best, most talented employees that we've ever had go because I was kind of robotic. Like, why didn't I talk to them as a person? Why didn't I, maybe look, just because they're the boss doesn't mean that they have the greatest people skills. This could be a boss who screwed up. Nothing here really says it is about romance, other than she walked away possibly because she's like, I can do better someplace else. Emotionally, I know I'll be more satisfied someplace else because I don't like this such a clinical approach. I'm a human, flesh and blood, treat me like that. I think he is human flesh and blood too, but he definitely took on this ice cold reaction and it really blew it with her. He's bothered by the way he handled that situation. He's very bothered. And in this case, I don't know, there may be attraction, or it may be just that he's wishing that he could find a way to get like, God, in retrospect, the words I could have said or the solution I could have come to. I don't know that she's heard the last from him. She has not. He's going to either try to hire her back with some offer, or he's going to try to get her back, if this is a romance, with some offer. He may go to some extravagant length to try to like say, you know, I didn't respond the best in our conversation. Sometimes my brain thinks through stuff, and when I don't have an immediate answer, I process slower, you know, and I don't use, I may come across as cold, but it's not because I don't care. I just had to go away and think about things for a while. So I'm sorry, I'm giving you this delayed offer to hopefully persuade you to come back here or reconsider the fact that you quit. Or if this is about love, it's like, I really hate the way that ended. I know how ice cold I seemed, but can I show you that I'm actually warm? Will you give me a chance to show you that I actually am warm and that I can communicate? But I don't know, communication, he's better dealing with communications in business and career to a certain extent than he is one-on-one personal communication. That's all I can see here again and again, is his communication is what he's saying. I would like to figure out how to be better at that if you'll give me a chance. And again, this could be romantic or this could be career related. And I cannot for the life of me figure out which it is, because it feels like his career persona is such a heavily integrated part of his real persona as well. And he is generous and he is kind and he is intelligent, but sometimes this person comes across as cold, but I don't believe that they really are. They just maybe have a way, or a lack of a way with words is kind of the way that comes across. All right. I'm going to leave this one here, you guys. Thank you, everybody. It's so good to see you. I'm sorry that I'm going to be gone for just a bit. That's why I wanted to make sure that I get one, at least one video out for all Zodiacs for today. So anyway, you guys, thank you, everyone. Lots of love. Oh, AC. Yes. I love that. A Smokey Robinson, right? Denisa, thank you, love. EM, thank you, honey. Queen Bee, thanks, love. Gwen, again, thank you so much. AC, thank you so much. Dana, I used to love him. Cosmic Dancer, Cherry Coleman, Media Person. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll timestamp them now, honey. You probably popped in as I was just doing a couple of card pulls for individuals. Godzilla MC, what? Great to see you. Hi, Caitlin. Sexy Senator Sag. Thank you, everybody. Brie A. My pleasure, honey. Hello. Brie, and shout out to you in London, hun. RS is in the house. Toinette Raven, wonderful to see you, sweetheart. All right, you guys, I must disappear. I will see you later. Slay Princess, Awakened Virgo, Annie S. Good to see you, Annie. Nice to see you in the daytime, too. Hey, Steve, Michelle, Zen for the win, Destar, Hiya, Sheila Wee, thank you, honey. Right back to you. Voyager 2, great to see you. All right, you guys, I've got to dip on out. I'm sorry. I know I didn't get a chance to say hi to everybody, but I must go because I'm on a time schedule. But lots of love, you guys. Bye for right now.